Hi, this is Jim Ave, and I'm going to discuss the Critically Appraised Topic or CAT assignment for ATR 565, Advanced Evidence-Based Practice in Athletic Training. I have the screen on the syllabus, and I'm also going to go over the template for this assignment. I'm going to go over the actual the assignment and the threaded discussion assignment. So, more than likely, you have, as a student in your professional program, done something like this before. We're going to look at a clinical question that you're interested in, that's something that's relevant to your clinical practice of athletic training, and it's something you want to learn more about, and you can use the topic from your ATR 590 research paper, but you'll have to turn that material into a new type of question for this class. I also do recommend that you work with another student. 3 is probably the max that I will allow students to work with, is 3 students, but at least 2. You can use it would make sense to me that you use the same people that you work with in the 590 course, since it seems like everybody got along pretty well with that from the feedback that you guys gave me. If you did the ATR 590 assignment by yourself, you could do this assignment by yourself, and if you'd rather not work with somebody, I'm okay with that too. I don't want to keep anybody from being successful in this because they're forced to work in a group. I know that some students just cannot stand group assignments, which I totally get. So in the first, I think, Wednesday of our course, you have to pick your topic, and if you're going to do this assignment with another student. Now, in the forum, whatever, discussion board, whatever it's called, you're going to pick your topic. I'm going to approve that topic in the form. That's where it says topics must be approved by the professor in advance. That's where you're going to get my approval or not approval or just questions about it. I've provided a ton of information in that form where you're actually watching this presentation. I've provided you various links on what a CAT looks like and the template and yada, 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 all that type of stuff. So let me keep discussing the requirements for this assignment. You're expected to find a minimum of 3 to maximum 5 recent, within the last 5 years, peer-reviewed original research journal articles about your chosen clinical question. So there's a lot of information there. Again, minimum 3, no more than 5. And these articles need to be published within the last 5 years. So the 2013, it's the last 5 years for us, and it has to be the original research. It's not going to be summaries of research unless you're doing a meta-analysis. That's a different story. You can do meta-analysis, or you can do systematic reviews, which is the same thing as a meta-analysis. Those are acceptable, but it has to be within the 5 years, and it has to be related to your clinical question. This week you're going to actually write your clinical scenario and your PICO clinical question based on your topic. That's why I have you picking your topic so early, so you get approval from me, and then you can actually write your clinical scenario and your PICO question. So you're going to use these articles. You'll write a critically appraised topic or a CAT paper utilizing a template. And I based the templates on several different areas: the Journal of Sports Rehab, and American Academy of Orthotics and Prosthetics, and then some other resources. I'm not doing the typical Journal of Sport Rehab version of this because I just found it, I wanted to get specific areas discussed in our CAT assignment. And I provide you examples so you can find these both on the JSR and the AAOP website, so you can see what some of those things look like. I have some of the formatting stuff here. But I provided you a template, and I'm going to go ahead and go over to the template. So hopefully you have downloaded the template. So I've tried to provide everything for you. So you're going to start off your first page of your body of your paper with the title of your cat, your name, first and last name. If you have a partner, their first and last name. And these are the areas that I want for the structured abstract, or these different areas. But you're not going to write your structured abstract until you finish everything else. So don't even worry about the structured abstract until you're turning in your rough draft. And then we're going to have our various sections. You have your clinical scenario, which you're going to start writing this week. Your clinical question, which you're going to write this week. Next week, you'll do your search strategy based on your clinical question. You're going to basically put all this stuff in here. Then this area right here, the synthesis of the results, is going to be only 2 to 3 paragraphs, but it's going to be pretty difficult because you have to synthesize all the information in this table here. So through the next couple weeks after your search, we're going to go through each one of these areas for each one of your journal articles. So you're either going to have 3 articles, 4 articles, or 5 articles. So if you only have 3 articles, you can get rid of these 2 columns on both the learning activities and your final paper. So you're going to identify all these different areas each week. Each week you're going to identify different areas. When you write this information in the learning activities and in your final paper, I want them in your own words. The purpose statement you're going to probably just take word for word. The design is going to be one, whatever it is. And the participants, let's go back up, or back to the directions here. Yep, sorry. So I have all the information that I expect you to include in this table. So this table is the heart of the paper. And then up in the synthesis of the results is you're going to summarize all the information from that table in your appraisal. So what does it mean? What did you find? You clearly, succinctly describe the key findings and limitations. Detail will be included down in the table. But it's pretty short. It's 2 to 3 paragraphs. Again, this is where looking at some CAT assignments or CAT papers on JSR and some other places will help you see how they've done this. Then the most important part is the application, the clinical message. Develop an answer to your focused clinical question based on your review of evidence. So you have a question, answer it. And then how can you help a fellow athletic trainer who is reading this apply the information from the evidence to their own clinical practice? This is, again, the most critical part. After you analyze the data, so what? What's it mean? How can you help your fellow athletic trainers? This is 3 to 4 paragraphs of the final paper. References, we're going to use APA even though the JAT and some of the other journals use a different format, referencing format. That's basically what we'll use. And then in the syllabus I have the rubric that I'll be using to assess your work on the final paper. Let's skip that. And then you'll see that I think the week 7. So weeks 1 through 6 you're doing a whole bunch of work on the different sections within the CAT assignment. Then at the end of week 7 you're going to put it all together, turn in a rough draft to me. I'll give you feedback. Once you get feedback, you turn in your final paper the last day of class. But before that, you're going to do a CAT presentation like you did with your 590 research paper assignment. Basically, with this assignment, you're just giving us the highlights of each section of your CAT assignment. And if you're doing this as a group, you just turn one presentation in per group, but each student has to do their own form because you may be in different sections. So you each get credit in class, but you'll turn in the same assignment, you'll turn in the same work with all the various assignments in the course. So you'll record it. You can use audio PowerPoint. You can, if you're a Mac person like me, use Keynote. Then you have to export it to a QuickTime video and do what I'm doing is upload it to YouTube and provide a link. Or you can use a variety of other audio presentation tools out there if you want. You'll also provide 2 to 4 open-ended questions that you'll have other students answer in the discussion board, and then you'll read and respond to other students' posts and keep that discussion going by asking more questions. And again, each student will read or listen to 2 other students' CAD assignment or presentations, then answer those posted questions. You should have a fairly long presentation or response back in 1 page or 3 fully developed paragraphs in length to your fellow students. Again, this is when you may need to cite references if they're not asking you personal opinion. They may ask, you may need to justify what you're saying here with references, and you should cite the references both in the paper and or in the post, and have at the end of the post have a what's it called, a reference list. Let me go down to, this is the schedule. So on week 7, you'll have your draft due. And then you'll have the form due on Thursday, April 26th. And respond to other students on the 28th. And your final paper is the 29th, because I want to give you as much time for me to give you your feedback and make any adjustments that you need, because this is the critical assignment for this class. So I want to give you as much time. You notice that on week 8, your PBRN evidence-based practice class exam is due on Saturday the 28th. And you can look at the other areas too. So again, I have a template for you. We're going to work through each week. All these different learning activities are really designed to help you finish this CAD assignment. As always, if you have questions, please ask. That's what I'm here. I expect you to have questions with this particular class. So please ask, and we'll work through this together.